Who was Thoth? The name itself whispers through ancient halls, a figure draped in mystery, knowledge, and an otherworldly connection. He was not just a god among many in the vast Egyptian pantheon. He was the very embodiment of intellect, the divine architect of language, and the celestial scribe who meticulously recorded the destinies of gods and mortals alike. Imagine a world without writing, without the precise measurement of time, without the complex rituals that bound the cosmos together. This was the raw chaos that Thoth, in his wisdom, brought order to. He gifted humanity the tools of communication, the very symbols we still use to decipher the world around us. But what would such a powerful being choose to record in a book of his own making? His origins are shrouded in early Egyptian myths, sometimes depicted as emerging from the lips of Re, the sun god, or even born from the battle between Horus and Set, embodying wisdom from chaos. This dual nature, born of both light and conflict, hints at the profound power he wielded. He was the one who could bridge the gap between understanding and the unknowable, a skill that made him indispensable to the divine order. He stood as a neutral observer, an impartial judge, and the meticulous keeper of records for the afterlife. His presence was a guarantee of order, a safeguard against the universe unraveling into disarray. But if he held such control over information, what dark secrets might be contained within his most legendary creation? The very Book of Thoth. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. The mere mention of the Book of Thoth conjures images of ancient secrets, whispered in hushed tones, capable of altering the very fabric of existence. It was never just a book in the traditional sense. It was said to be a repository of all divine knowledge, containing spells that could command the forces of nature, understand the language of animals, and even gaze upon the gods themselves. To possess it meant not just power, but a terrifying and absolute dominion over the seen and unseen worlds. Legends claim it was inscribed with hieroglyphs that pulsed with energy, revealing the creation of the cosmos, the division of the earth, and even the secrets of the future. The sheer weight of such knowledge was enough to drive ordinary mortals to madness. Its power was not a benevolent gift. It was a double-edged sword, offering enlightenment at the cost of sanity and immortality at the price of humanity. Many who sought it found not exaltation, but ruin. This immense, almost unbearable power made the book a target of obsession throughout ancient Egypt, a pursuit that often ended in tragedy. The stories say that anyone who read just 2 pages from it would attain God-like wisdom, yet suffer a terrible curse. The book itself became a character in these tales, an entity with a will of its own, guarding its secrets fiercely. But how far back do these legends truly go? And are there any physical clues to its existence in the earliest Egyptian writings? Before the elaborate myths and dramatic tales, hints of Thoth's profound role and the concept of divine books appear in the very bedrock of Egyptian literature. The pyramid texts. These are the oldest religious texts from ancient Egypt, etched onto the walls of pyramids during the Old Kingdom. They were not just decorative. They were spells and utterances intended to help the deceased pharaoh navigate the perilous journey through the afterlife and achieve eternal life among the gods. Within these ancient inscriptions, Thoth is frequently invoked. He is consistently depicted as the one who records judgments, pronounces divine words, and possesses unparalleled wisdom. While the pyramid texts do not explicitly name the Book of Thoth as a singular, bound volume, they clearly establish Thoth as the ultimate source of written knowledge and magical utterances. The concept of powerful, secret writings overseen by Thoth is undeniably present. The texts refer to words of power and books of the gods, which Thoth alone understood and controlled. These archaic references imply a deep-seated belief in a sacred script, a language of creation itself that only someone like Thoth could master and record. It suggests that the idea of a potent, divine text linked directly to Thoth was woven into the earliest spiritual beliefs of Egypt. It is in these primordial whispers that we find the roots of the later, more flamboyant legends. The groundwork was laid for a book so powerful, its ownership became a quest for countless historical figures. But given its incredible power, what made this book so inherently dangerous and forbidden? The Book of Thoth was never meant for mortal eyes. Its nature was inherently forbidden, not because its contents were evil, but because the knowledge it contained was too vast, too potent for human comprehension. It represented a direct challenge to the natural order, offering abilities that belonged solely to the divine. This unbalancing of power made it a dangerous artifact. Tales spoke of instant knowledge, but also of instant madness. Mortals who dared to read its pages often succumbed to insanity, their minds unable to process the cosmic truths revealed. The very act of seeking it was considered an act of hubris, an overstepping of human boundaries. This made the book a tantalizing, yet terrifying prize. The gods themselves were said to have hidden it, or at least placed it beyond easy reach, understanding the chaos it could unleash if wielded by mortal hands. It was a secret best kept from a humanity still grappling with its own nascent understanding of the universe. The book became a symbol of divine limitations placed upon mortals. This inherent danger also bred an insatiable curiosity, feeding into its legend and ensuring its pursuit across centuries. But as Egypt's influence waned and new empires rose, how did this ancient Egyptian myth evolve and persist in other cultures? As ancient Egypt's power began to fade, a new empire rose in the West, bringing with it a vibrant intellectual tradition. Greece. When Greek scholars and philosophers encountered the rich tapestry of Egyptian mythology, they often sought to correlate their own deities and concepts with those of the Nile. It was in this cultural melting pot that Thoth found a new, yet familiar, identity. The Greeks saw in Thoth striking parallels with their own messenger god, Hermes. Both were deities of communication, writing, wisdom, and magic. Hermes, already associated with secret knowledge and the interpretation of signs, became the natural counterpart to Thoth. This fusion led to the creation of Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes the thrice great, a syncretic deity who embodied the combined wisdom of both cultures. Under this new identity, the legend of Thoth's secret knowledge flourished. The Hermetico, a collection of philosophical and magical texts attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, emerged during the Hellenistic period. These writings, though not the original Book of Thoth, preserved and expanded upon the idea of divine wisdom delivered through sacred texts. They explored cosmology, alchemy, astrology, and spiritual enlightenment, directly drawing inspiration from the ancient Egyptian concept of Thoth's omniscient knowledge. The Hermetica became profoundly influential in Western esotericism, shaping mystical traditions for centuries. It reinforced the notion of a hidden, profound science passed down from a divine source. This Greek interpretation ensured the legend's survival, transforming it from a purely Egyptian myth into a cornerstone of a broader, more universal quest for forbidden knowledge. But what happens when someone finally gets their hands on a book like this? Of all the tales surrounding the Book of Thoth, none captures its allure and danger, quite like the story of Setni Kamwas. This dramatic narrative, recounted in ancient Egyptian papyri from the Roman period, details the disastrous quest of a royal prince, Setni, son of Rameses II himself, to obtain the forbidden text. Setni was not just any prince. He was a renowned scribe and magician, driven by an insatiable hunger for ultimate knowledge. His journey led him to the tomb of Prince Nameferkaptah, rumored to be the last possessor of Thoth's book. Inside, he found not only the mummified prince, but also his wife, Awa, and their son, all apparently victims of the cursed book. Nameferkaptah's ghost, still guarding the treasure, warned Setni of the book's dreadful potency and the calamities it brought upon his family. Yet Setni, blinded by ambition, refused to heed the warnings. He challenged the ghost to a game of checkers, a magical contest of wills, and through cunning or force, snatched the book. As he began to read, unparalleled wisdom flooded his mind. He understood the speech of birds, could command the elements, and saw the very depths of the ocean. He experienced the divine power the legends promised. But this enlightenment came at a terrible price. Thoth himself intervened, orchestrating a series of horrifying illusions that stripped Setni of his sanity and his family. Setni eventually returned the book, broken and humbled, realizing that such power was never meant for him. This vivid tale serves as a chilling cautionary lesson, hammering home the perilous nature of forbidden knowledge. But did its influence stop at just the ancient Egyptians and Greeks, or did it echo further into other mystical traditions? The profound impact of the legend of Thoth and his legendary book was not confined to pagan religions. Its themes of secret knowledge, divine scribes, and hidden wisdom resonated deeply within later Jewish and Christian mystical traditions. These ancient narratives provided a foundational framework for understanding how ultimate truths could be encoded and eventually revealed. In Jewish mysticism, particularly within Kabbalistic thought, there is a recurring emphasis on sacred texts and hidden interpretations. Concepts like the Sefer Yetzirah, a foundational text of Kabbalah that discusses the creation of the world through letters and numbers, bear a striking resemblance to Thoth's role as the divine inventor of writing and the master of cosmic order. The idea of a divine language capable of shaping reality certainly mirrors the powers attributed to Thoth's book. Similarly, early Christian Gnosticism, with its emphasis on secret knowledge, gnosis, as the path to salvation, shows clear parallels. The Gnostics believed in hidden gospels and esoteric teachings, only accessible to a select few, much like the forbidden nature of the Book of Thoth. Figures like Enoch, said to have received divine revelations and recorded them in his own heavenly books, serve as a kind of parallel to Thoth's role. The pervasive idea of a divine being bestowing a book of ultimate wisdom, capable of unlocking cosmic secrets, found fertile ground in these later mystical movements. It suggests that the human longing for profound, hidden truths is a constant throughout history, often drawing from earlier, potent myths. But if these powerful ideas were so widespread, what specific symbols did Thoth use to convey such profound concepts? Thoth, as the deity of wisdom and writing, is consistently associated with powerful symbols that encapsulate his multifaceted nature. These symbols, far from being mere decorations, are keys to understanding his domain and the essence of the Book of Thoth itself. The most prominent is the ibis. This elegant wading bird, with its long, curved beak, represented knowledge, intelligence, and the act of recording. The ibis's beak was compared to a pen, an instrument used for scribing hieroglyphs, making it a perfect emblem for the god of writing. Its solitary nature and quiet demeanor also evoked the contemplative wisdom associated with Thoth. To see an ibis was to recognize the presence of divine intellect. Another crucial symbol is the moon. Thoth was often depicted as a lunar deity, overseeing the night sky in the absence of the sun. The moon, with its cyclical phases and mastery over tides, represented not only the measurement of time, but also hidden knowledge and intuition. The moon illuminates the path in darkness, much like Thoth illuminates obscured truths. This lunar connection emphasizes his role in mystical understanding and the unveiling of secrets. Finally, and perhaps most directly related to the book, is the pen or stylus. This simple tool, wielded by Thoth in countless depictions, is the physical embodiment of his divine function. It is through the pen that chaos is ordered, laws are written, and destinies are recorded. The pen is the bridge between thought and expression, between the divine realm and the mortal world. These symbols, woven together, paint a vivid picture of Thoth as the ultimate guardian of knowledge, hinting at the profound contents that might lie secret within his forbidden book. The legend of Thoth's book naturally leads to the tantalizing idea of a hidden library, a clandestine repository where such powerful texts might be kept safe from profane hands. While no physical, hidden library of Thoth has ever been discovered in the desert sands, the concept of a secret vault of knowledge is deeply ingrained in Egyptian lore. It was believed that beneath temples or within secret chambers, vast collections of sacred scrolls and magical papyri lay protected. These were not public libraries, but rather exclusive archives, accessible only to the highest priests and pharaohs, those deemed worthy and capable of handling such delicate information. The very act of concealing these texts amplified their mystique and their perceived power. Imagine untold scrolls beyond human reckoning, detailing everything from creation myths to the intricacies of advanced magic. The Library of Alexandria, though eventually lost to fire, offers a glimpse into the ambitious scale of ancient Egyptian and Hellenistic efforts to gather all known knowledge. It was, in a way, a mortal attempt to recreate Thoth's divine library, albeit without the direct intervention of a god. The memory of such a magnificent, all-encompassing archive lingered. This idea of a safeguarded collection wasn't just about protection. It was about preservation, ensuring that the wisdom of the ages, including potentially dangerous texts like the Book of Thoth, would survive. The notion of this hidden knowledge continues to fuel the imagination. But beyond knowledge and magic, Thoth had an even more profound role in the afterlife, judging the very essence of human existence. Beyond his roles as scribe and keeper of sacred texts, Thoth held a critically important position in the Egyptian afterlife, that of the impartial judge and accurate recorder during the weighing of the heart. This was the ultimate judgment each soul faced after death, a moment that determined eternal bliss or utter annihilation. It was here, in the Hall of Two Truths, that Thoth's unwavering commitment to truth and precision truly shone. As the deceased arrived, their heart, believed to be the seat of the soul and all past actions, was placed on one side of a great scale. On the other side rested the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and cosmic order. While various gods oversaw the process, Thoth stood ready, stylus in hand, observing every tremor of the balance. His role was to meticulously record the outcome, ensuring that no deceit or error would corrupt the divine judgment. He was the divine accountant of deeds, the one who would verify whether a life had been lived in accordance with Maat's principles. If the heart was lighter than the feather, the soul was pure, and the individual would attain eternal life in the field of reeds. If it it was heavier, burdened by sin, the heart would be devoured by Amit, the devourer of the dead, leading to ultimate non-existence. Thoth's presence ensured the absolute integrity of this irreversible process. His judgment was final, his records infallible. This vital role underscores his ultimate connection to truth and justice, a characteristic that would surely be reflected in any book he authored. This also connects to the ultimate power of words and their ability to shape reality. Central to Thoth's domain, and implicitly to his legendary book, is the concept of the magic word, the power of utterance, the spoken or written decree that shapes reality. In ancient Egypt, words were not merely symbols for things. They were the very essence of creation. To know the true name of something or someone was to possess power over it. Thoth, as the inventor of language, was the ultimate master of these magic words. The ancient Egyptians believed that the world itself was called into being through spoken words, divine utterances that gave form to the formless. Hieroglyphs, far from being just a written language, were seen as inherently sacred, imbued with a living energy. The act of writing them down was a magical one, preserving and enacting their power. The Book of Thoth, therefore, would not just contain information. It would contain the original, primal words of creation. There are hints of a lost language or divine tongue that only the gods, and particularly Thoth, truly understood. If the Book of Thoth truly existed, it would likely be inscribed in this fundamental language, a tongue that bypassed human limitations and spoke directly to the fabric of existence. Mastering this language would mean understanding the universe at its most fundamental level. This idea of a potent, truth-revealing language is a very tantalizing one. It speaks to the ultimate pursuit of esoteric knowledge. But even if the Book of Thoth was never found, how did the ideas surrounding Thoth continue to influence intellectual and spiritual movements much later in history? Centuries after the fall of ancient Egypt, Thoth, or rather, his evolved counterpart Hermes Trismegistus, experienced a powerful revival. The Renaissance in Europe, with its rediscovery of classical knowledge, brought the Hermetic texts back into prominence. Scholars and philosophers devoured these writings, seeing in them a pristine wisdom, a philosophia perennis, or perennial philosophy that predated and encompassed later religious thought. This interest in Hermeticism fueled the burgeoning occult traditions of the medieval and early modern periods. Alchemists, astrologers, and magi drew inspiration from the attributed wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus. They sought to apply the principles laid out in the Hermetica to transform base metals into gold, predict the future, and achieve spiritual illumination. Thoth, in his Hellenized form, became a foundational figure for secret societies and mystical movements. Even into the 19th and 20th centuries, Thoth's influence continued to permeate Western esotericism. Groups like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, famous for its elaborate magical rituals and study of Kabbalah, directly incorporated Hermetic principles into their teachings. Aleister Crowley, one of the most influential occultists of the 20th century, explicitly referenced Thoth in his works, seeing him as the embodiment of intellectual and magical power. The tarot deck, particularly the Thoth Tarot, is another enduring testament to his continuing legacy. Each card imbued with ancient symbolism and esoteric meaning. Thoth's enduring appeal in modern esotericism shows a continuous human fascination with hidden knowledge and divine wisdom. But with all these myths, discussions, and influences, did such a book ever truly exist? The question of whether the Book of Thoth ever truly existed in a tangible sense is one that has fascinated scholars and mystics for millennia. On one hand, there's no archaeological evidence. No papyrus scroll definitively identified as the Book of Thoth, discovered in any tomb or hidden chamber. This lack of physical proof often leads skeptics to conclude it was entirely a mythical construct, a powerful allegory for divine knowledge. However, the consistent and widespread nature of the legend across different periods and cultures suggests something more profound than a simple fable. It's possible the Book of Thoth wasn't a single physical volume, but rather a metaphorical representation of the entire body of esoteric knowledge attributed to Thoth. This would include all the sacred texts, magical spells, and astronomical observations compiled and preserved by the ancient Egyptian priesthood. Many ancient texts were lost to time, fire, or deliberate destruction, particularly during periods of conquest and religious upheaval. The Library of Alexandria, as mentioned, was just one tragic example. So even if such a book did exist, its disappearance would not be entirely surprising. Furthermore, ancient Egypt had a tradition of secret books, guarded closely by priests and pharaohs. Their contents not meant for public consumption. Perhaps the Book of Thoth was not a single codex, but a collection, or an oral tradition passed down through generations of initiates, deliberately kept from written form to protect its power. The very ambiguity of its existence is part of its enduring mystique. Regardless of its physical reality, understanding why such a powerful and dangerous book would be kept hidden is key. The pervasive theme of hidden knowledge, particularly surrounding powerful artifacts like the Book of Thoth, wasn't just about adding mystique. There were practical, social, and spiritual reasons why so much was deliberately concealed in ancient Egypt and beyond. For one, control of knowledge is control of power. The elite, particularly the priesthood and royalty, maintained their authority by being the sole custodians of complex rituals, medical practices, and astrological predictions. Revealing everything to the common populace would have undermined their exclusive status and potentially challenged the established order. Furthermore, there was a genuine belief that certain knowledge was too potent for untrained minds. Just as Setni Khan was driven to madness. Uncontrolled access to divine truths could lead to chaos, misunderstanding, or dangerous misuse of magical powers. It was seen as protection for society and for the individuals themselves. The sacred nature of some texts also demanded secrecy. Many spells and rituals were considered direct communication with the gods, and their efficacy depended on their purity and the specialized knowledge of the officiants. Public dissemination would profane them, rendering them ineffective or even dangerous. Finally, the vastness of some of these conceptual books meant they might not be easily contained in a single volume or readily understood by all. The hidden library concept reinforces the idea that true wisdom requires deliberate seeking, careful tutelage, and a gradual unveiling, much like a true spiritual journey. If such potent knowledge existed, what would it truly contain? If the Book of Thoth were to magically appear today, what revelations, what cosmic truths would its ancient pages disclose? Based on the legends and Thoth's attributes, its contents would be mind-boggling in scope and power. Firstly, it would almost certainly contain the original divine utterances used to create the universe. Imagine reading the very words that brought light from darkness, separated land from sea, and gave form to all living things. Beyond creation, it would detail the precise laws of existence, the hidden mechanics of the cosmos, and the intricate connections between all phenomena. This would include insights into astrology, alchemy, and the science of magic. Not parlor tricks, but profound principles governing material and spiritual transformation. It would reveal the true nature of the gods, their names, their powers, and their interactions, demystifying the pantheon. The book would also hold secrets of life and death, guiding principles for navigating the afterlife, and possibly even the key to true immortality or spiritual resurrection. It would contain prophecies, not just for kings and empires, but for the entire human journey. It would offer a comprehensive understanding of human consciousness, the soul, and its ultimate destiny. Ultimately, the Book of Thoth would contain a blueprint for reality itself, a manual for creation and destruction, for understanding everything that is, was, and ever will be. Such comprehensive knowledge would empower its reader beyond human limits. Even if the Book of Thoth never existed as a physical object, its legend continues to hold profound significance in our modern world. It is more than just an ancient myth. It's a powerful metaphor for humanity's insatiable quest for knowledge and understanding. The story reminds us of the allure and the danger inherent in seeking ultimate truths, challenging us to consider the responsibility that comes with great power. The enduring fascination with Thoth's book reflects a universal human longing for answers to life's biggest questions. How did we get here? What is our purpose? What lies beyond death? The legend taps into our deepest desires for meaning and for transcending the limitations of our current understanding. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to consider that there might be hidden dimensions of reality yet to be discovered. Moreover, the tale serves as a cautionary reminder of the potential pitfalls of unchecked ambition and the hubris of believing we can master all knowledge without proper wisdom or spiritual development. The story of Setni Kamwas is as relevant today as it was millennia ago, warning against the pursuit of power for its own sake. Ultimately, the Book of Thoth, whether real or imagined, represents the ultimate pursuit of enlightenment. It pushes us to question, to seek, and to reflect on what true wisdom truly entails. It continues to inspire researchers and mystics, and those who understand that history has much to say about man's deepest desires. Make sure to subscribe for more religious videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.